Okay, and we're live. Thank you, Bubble, for that wonderful sound that you made. This
Oh
is...
my god, are you really recording? Like for real? Or...
Bubble, we do this every episode. We're really recording.
No, because you do this all the time to me. Hi, Pippi. My dog is breathing heavily over my mic right now. I don't know.
Okay,
Hear him?
alright. This is Oily Trash Movies, the only podcast where Bubble breathes heavily into her microphone the entire time. We're your hosts. I'm Daddy WarBux.
Hello, and I'm Bublegum Barbie.
And today we're going to be watching Dark Cloud. Before we get into that, though, last week we watched Spare Parts, which is currently not available as of the time of this recording due to some copyright trolls.
Strike. Yeah, we got our first copyright strike.
That's how you know we're getting big.
You guys, we are in danger of our channel getting shut down because permanently because of trolls cannot deal with the jealousy of us building the Tower of Babel. They can't deal with it.
So anyway, if you want to see this episode, make sure to head on over to our Patreon, and it's behind the paywall there.
I will work on getting our episodes on Rumble. This is why we have a channel on Rumble. Yes, sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm behind. Our episodes are there as well.
And to those who are wondering, so I guess we'll just sort of go as if that episode was live. We did actually hate Spare Parts. We went in thinking we were going to love it, and we both ended up hating it, and we couldn't articulate why for the longest reason.
I know, I still don't know why.
I think we sort of landed on it, where I was talking about there being no escalation of action. And I think that because basically every scene in the movie was the same. From the very beginning, it had that garish red and blue lighting. All the way to the end, it had that garish red and blue lighting. Every scene was shot the same. Every scene was at dark. You were complaining about, or you were just wondering why everything was shot at dark. But it resulted in everything being shot in the exact same manner. All of the fights and the action scenes were shot in the exact same manner. And the action scenes were really all of the same as far as action goes from one action scene to another. We talked about maybe doing you have the guys on the motorcycles whipping chains at them. You have a couple different, you try to do it differently. But because that movie was the same throughout, it just got boring.
Yeah, it was very boring. I was really, really sad because it looked really, really good. And I mean, how can you mess up so bad with such a brilliant idea? That, I mean, come on, you have hot chicks, attractive, beautiful women, and robotic things.
Arms.
I think also arms, yeah. I think that's what I really didn't like was the fact that one didn't have. Well, there was the one slave girl who had no leg, but that would have been cool if they replaced the actual leg into a machine gun, and rather than making her a slave girl was also a warrior. Would have been cool. But what I hated most about it, and it's such a shame that I hated it, is the prop team. It was so good. They put so much love, so much thought.
The costumes were all great too.
Yeah, the costumes were great.
The set as well, that whole industrial area with the junkyard, that all looked fantastic.
It looked great, and the acting cast, they weren't bad. They were passable.
All right, you're getting.
It wasn't too bad. I've seen worse acting, is what I'm trying to say.
I think the movie just had bad direction,
Yeah, I guess it was I think it was just the script was flat. It felt flat. It was boring. It was as boring as The Little Mermaid, which I did see, the new one, the Disney one. That one was such a slot. It's 2 hours war.
Oh,
2
God.
hours of a movie, and the original was so short. It was 89 minutes. Where
that's
Disney
all you need.
That's all you need, and it was a better telling of a story. Like, oh gosh. And it was the same for this movie. This movie was too long, too boring. I didn't care.
You know, when you have a shorter runtime, that forces the director and the screenwriter to only include the best parts. And that's why movies that are 90 minutes are great. And that's also why, Bubble, I always try to get these episodes that we release as short as possible so that only the most unfunny jokes wind up in the final cut.
So true. And it's so hard because I believe that everything we do and everything we say is art. And it's just so hard to cut it down. But I think I've gotten better. Everything is
so unfunny.
Yeah, everything is so unfunny, for sure. I feel like I've gotten a little better. This last episode was doing really well, especially with our amazing avatars. So if this goes well and we don't get copy striked, I think we're in the process.
We're gonna fight it. We're gonna beat these guys.
We're gonna throw down guys. We're gonna put them in the Renaissance Gladiator Arena in the junkyard. We're gonna
taxidermy these bitches.
Guns. Yeah, we're gonna have our motorcycles. We're gonna get chains and we're gonna trip them. That's what we're gonna do.
No, we're gonna taxidermy them. That sounds way more intense than tripping them with a chain.
So true. That way, all for you guys to be able to see all our unfunny.
We're committing murder and acts of violence for our listeners. Do you hear that? Yes. You better appreciate and like and subscribe.
I love you guys so much. Our devoted 1,061 followers and daily subscribers. We love you guys. We're willing to do this for you.
We are. We love you. And that's why today we're watching Dark Cloud. Bubble, could you tell us a bit about this movie?
I don't know much about this movie. After following the aftermath of a horrific accident, a woman is voluntarily subjected to artificial intelligence for rehabilitation, which is very interesting. Ooh.
Sounds great. This budget was over $1 million.
Was.
I've actually been wanting to see this movie, so I'm sort of happy that Bubble happened to pick this movie out for our episode this week. All right, do you have anything to say about this movie before we fucking watch it?
The director. Talk about the director.
Who's Jay Ness? I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who was in that one movie that you wanted to watch.
Wow, this sounds really...
Hold on.
You're really specific here.
Was the digital imaging technician for the Infernal Machine. Do you remember Infernal Machine?
Oh, I do want to see the you know what? I read the tagline, and I'm assuming I did want to watch it, and then I saw the poster, and the poster said something about like it's about a writer who's out in the middle of nowhere, and he starts getting threatening letters, and then like the poster says something like, or is his biggest enemy himself? I'm like, oh, he's just sending it to himself, but he's crazy. Like that's gonna be the plot of the movie. So like I lost all interest in watching it after that.
Yeah, so he's the director of this. It was part of that film.
Okay, he was the digital directing technician. Like I don't even like it sounds like he had a big hand in the film.
Oh my gosh, I'm already getting Sin City vibes. Yeah. Oh, I just want to point out that Nova Media sucks ass.
Yeah, agreed.
The 2 words. You'll be asked to recall them at a later time.
That's how I want my Alexa to sound.
Okay.
yeah. Why doesn't Alexa use this voice?
To find an alternative.
What's up with the color? That's so weird. Look at that background.
Available for your care, Chloe.
Like cloudy.
Yeah.
With the lifestyle you want.
I bet it's
it's not just.
I bet it's like some stock footage of like a business or like just people walking down a sidewalk.
Alternative means of.
They threw a filter over it.
Oh gosh. You know what it reminds me on? Do you know how like you could go on Zoom and then blare the background?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. Exactly what they did.
Her green screening effects do look terrible. They do look like Zoom level quality. You can tell by looking at the tops of their heads.
Yeah.
Alright, what happened? You were talking about Zoom the whole time and I just wanted to say it.
So did I, because I was talking about Zoom the whole time.
Oh man, we got the drone shots of the car driving.
Classic. So okay, so what I got was that the doctor was telling her that about the house that she'll be like her caretaker. Essentially, what's going on? The AI will take care of everything.
The first smart home. Damn, look how white that place is.
I do like their costumes because it makes it feel very futuristic in a sense, but also modern, but also like near future, you know?
Well, they do look stylish, you know? Oh, look, here's our theme right now of the technology already not functioning properly.
You know what bothers me most about this copyright struck is that they didn't even watch our stuff. Like, they didn't even read any of our response, and they didn't even bother. They were just like, no, screw you.
Okay,
Bubbles really salty about this copyright strike.
Yeah, because I worked hard. It was such a good episode.
And get your handprint.
That's what I get, like you said, for being
Are you okay?
cocky.
You seem a little distracted.
Yeah.
Ability waiver.
What's the whole point of her, like, touching the table and, like...
Got it.
We just
like, did you
wanna
see
make
that?
sure
Where she,
our
like...
I did see that.
technology
I was wondering about
confidential
that.
until we launch. And more.
I do like their
move a
tablet.
pioneer.
It's just a piece of mirror.
What do you
And
think?
she's just pretending to tap, 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 tap.
Seen in worse places.
Yeah, it's like smoked glass.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
So futuristic.
Patience is...
This is a really nice ultra modern house. Bubble, calculate the
Wake her up.
square root of 3.
3.444444444.
Chloe, I
Wrong.
look forward to assisting you.
Ask her something.
You know what I liked most about watching this trailer about this movie is that it looked like that 200 movie.
I don't know what you mean by 200
200
movie.
Audacity is the one that was made in
Is
the
this
70s
good?
before the computers, and it looks freaking sick. Like,
Not
Are you talking about 2001: A Space Odyssey?
yes,
And that's like
Space
okay,
Odyssey, yes.
Okay.
yeah, that is kind of like
Is there
HAL,
anything else
but
I
it's
can do
blue
for you?
instead of red.
Wonderful.
That's a
Let me
classic
know how I may be of help.
sequence. I hated that movie. All right, so I guess this is now officially a 2001: Space
Our
Odyssey
contact
review.
information has been
Yeah.
programmed into Aida's database.
Hated that
We have
movie?
any
I love
questions
that
or-
movie.
It was a 45 minutes
Don't
of the
worry,
most
our data
tense,
team will be transmitting
well-written
anything
film
over
ever in a
transmits
3-hour
by test.
movie.
They're gonna go through all that.
You know what? I thought it was the
And,
most
our
amazing
technical
movie. I
support
loved
may
it.
stop by
And the
for
fact that
just
there
some
was no
routine
computers around that time
For the
is
most part,
incredible. The
it'll be
set,
just you and
everything. I didn't get it. I didn't get the story,
Think of Aida
but I don't
as
care.
our eyes
I was there
and
for the
our ears.
journey, and I loved
If anything
it.
happens, she'll let us
You
know.
could have cut that movie down to 45 minutes, and I'd give
You
it a 10
are
out of
part
10.
something.
That was Stanley Kubrick, by the way, who was the director of that movie we watched the other day, the black and white one.
Oh, okay. That was pretty good. I like that one. I recommend that movie. That was funny. It's like showing you how important dialogue is and how important storytelling is. And I'm so sick of today's filmmaking not giving us good stories, like in The Little Mermaid. I was so mad.
This is now officially a Little Mermaid review.
I was so mad. I wanted to like The Little Mermaid. It was such a slot. Like, it was so boring. Music was like, whatever. It was too long. Just same story, but kind of different. No.
I know.
Lame.
I know what you're saying.
I wouldn't spend money on it.
It's good to see you. I love you.
They would be bored. You're gonna be bored.
I love you too. Is there
Yeah,
something
it's a
wrong?
kids movie, but kids are gonna be bored too.
Chloe,
That's how
No.
boring it is.
It's fine.
Like, okay, so this concept of her being alone with the AI, wouldn't a normal person, like, if they're by themselves, also start getting cabin fever? This
Yeah,
is
I don't know
not
how
a good
this is.
thing.
They're sending here to, like, rehab
Help her.
mentally or something.
Yeah,
like, this seems like the
exactly.
I
opposite.
recommend the master
Exactly.
Like, yeah, go
Because-
into complete isolation with
Isolation,
just a
yeah.
robot. With
I went
your
crazy.
smartphone.
I went crazy for COVID. I was like in full isolation. I went insane. It was not mental. It was not
The
healthy.
server room. Access
Especially being
restricted.
such a social person. Forget about it.
Wait, how'd that door just open up? It's clearly just a door with a mechanical knob on hinges.
The robot did it.
How? Where's the little robot like arm? Like, I need to see actuators.
They
It was
did
a
it
ghost.
No, they did it with the chip magnets, okay?
Okay, I guess
Those
there could be
magnetic
mechanical.
doors.
Yeah, all right. I agree with you. That could be a possibility.
A little.
These people went all out on these lights. It's great. Very futuristic.
Oh man, is this the shower scene?
Oh,
Like-
thumbnail time.
You seemed stressed. I made you a hot shower. I've also poured you a glass of
I will
wine.
give you.
Did you see the subtitles were different from what she said?
This is
Excuse me,
kind of like the
Chloe.
Dungeons and Dragons subtitle,
Yes.
where it's
Yeah,
like
it is.
they. All right, this is getting creepy. And now it's going full HAL mode.
Oh, now it's going hell.
HAL, I think the HAL 9000 is that the full name of it?
Is he the robot?
You must be Chloe.
I think he's got
And you're with Aquarius?
robotic
Guilty.
contacts in that's letting him look at shit that's
Yeah.
not visible
I,
to us. I tried to show
I'm
up in all
sorry if
white
I
so
am
that you wouldn't see me.
Disrupting
Yeah.
everything.
It's that same table that she was like with the dust.
Ah, okay. It's a smart table.
Wasn't funny, so cut that.
Cut that.
Hi, Chloe.
Oh wow, it's a
Ada,
future that
the
no one has
artificially
iPhones but
intelligent
only
office
AirPods.
Yeah, it's okay. I never had great comedic timing.
Me neither.
Laugh at them.
assistant. It against
Chloe,
you.
I noticed you've been saying unfunny
what would
things
you
the
like
whole
to talk
time.
about?
Yeah.
I can certainly
Thank
answer
you.
any questions you might.
That's my
you have
podcast.
improv skills?
It's an art.
I understand that you have. I don't.
You think that they
understand.
made that
Okay,
those
so every time your improv partner says something, you respond
what are they
with
called,
yes,
the
and
stairs
then add
for the
something else.
set?
Make sense?
Yes.
Wait, do you think they just made that? Is
Mission accomplished.
that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Look, it looks
Yeah, you-
so new.
Well,
You can
know, if
actually
have
see
any,
the stamp
questions
on
or
the
if there's,
wood.
any other little or even right now.
Or
if
like
you have any-
like the band where it
anything
was
I can do for, or if there's
strapped
any-
together.
Nope. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Cut that.
No, keep it in.
I mean, admittedly, just walking into our house like that, it's kind of sketch, you know?
Yeah.
Like, imagine if your Verizon guy came into your house.
Yeah, no, I would like shoot him.
Yeah,
Do that.
yeah, you would die. Like, are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
don't
hear a
do
noise
that.
downstairs, and there's somebody dressed in, like,
Someone-
ninja garb. And cut that.
My sister.
I like how they chose the boxes for it to say like art supplies and books and mom's kitchen stuff.
And an old fucking VCR. A fortune cookie with blood on it.
Those cards. Oh look, another movie with Polaroids. I told you they're kind of coming back. You're like, oh no, those don't exist anymore. I'm like, yeah, they do.
Are the fucking 8-tracks also coming back that she just pulled out? Jesus Christ, that thing takes 8 of those.
Oh god.
Oh, we gotta mute this so we don't get a copyright strike.
I know, because we can't deal with it. 2 more and our channel is gone forever. You guys gotta advocate. Sign a petition so that YouTube
Donate
doesn't-
to our GoFundMe.
Yeah.
We need to hire the best lawyers to write legal poetry.
Yes. People just don't like us talking crap about their oily trash movies. Like, it's not our fault that your guys' stuff suck. Make better art. Make better films. That's what we want. That's what everybody wants.
You rejected another call from Theo. Do you
Yeah,
wish me to
my
fuckers,
God.
stop getting angry at us
No.
that we make art.
No, not at all.
If you weren't just a...
I don't know about this weird, dimly lit,
What would you be?
washed out
What
color
do you
look.
think I'd-
Yeah, I wonder if it's almost to represent her hazy state of mind. You know, is that happening? Are the directors that clever, or is it just they have poor lighting? I don't know. Oh hell yeah, we got a toothbrushing scene. The toothbrushing scene is gonna be the thumbnail, 100%.
You're so stupid. Everybody, to all our 111K followers and devoted listeners, War loves toothbrushing, so go brush your teeth.
Take videos of you brushing your teeth, upload them to YouTube, and link them in the comments below. Or add me on Snap and just snap me. That's fine too.
For example,
Okay, that wasn't funny. Cut that.
Hello?
I keep trying to make jokes, but I just can't.
Marla?
It's okay. Leave him in. Your jokes are the only thing that is not getting copyright struck because nobody wants to claim ownership of them.
True.
As long as you're saying unfunny things, all of the companies are going to be like, nope, we had nothing to do with that video.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think either of them are in like a physical location, is what I'm assuming.
No. Yeah, no, they're not. They're still in like a Zoom call. I should start saying Zoom because they need to like partner with us, and that way we could be like, download, use code, oily trash
Use
movies.
code at oily #oily_trash_movies to get 10% off your order of Zoom.
Yeah. It's selling out fast. Get it now before stock is full.
Myself because of it.
Oh, he was driving? Or did he hit her? No, he... Wait,
I
what?
don't know. I wasn't listening. We were talking about Zoom flying off the shelves. So selling out.
It's a tough movie to drink to and say unfunny things
I
the entire
know, it is.
time.
It is. I think this is not an oily trash. It does okay. I like the idea. It's original idea. Cast is pretty good.
It's not as good as Zone 414.
No.
But we don't have to.
Baby bunny.
Dude, my friend had his, that building she was in, my friend had his, that was Pittsburgh in the background. I'm pretty sure my friend had his wedding
there?
reception there. Yeah, in that building. Yeah, because I was like, oh my god, like, look at this crazy, futuristic looking building with, like, the glass elevator there. And then I looked in the background and that was fucking Pittsburgh. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have to double check that. You have to cut all of this out if I'm wrong.
You're probably wrong because this is New Zealand, you dumbass.
Oh fuck, you probably are right. Dude, that looked like Pittsburgh.
You know what? It's probably the same archaeologist because there's like, especially in the States, they use the same people for everything.
All right, I might also be stoned because I was also when they cut back the hair, I was gonna be like, oh, and that's my friend's house. I'm like, wait, what are the chances of that? Like, obviously I would have known.
Wake up, Ada.
Hello.
They
Chloe.
filmed this movie.
What time did I put you to sleep?
This movie was filmed at my friend's house.
Approximately 2:14 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, Theo sent a text
All right,
message. Would
Bubbles.
you like to respond?
No.
Yeah, it says.
Are you feeling okay?
Go to sleep, Ada.
It says
Why?
it was filmed in New Zealand, but really it was filmed in my friend's house.
Because of the real privacy.
I helped my friend build that wooden stairwell the week before.
Yeah,
the
that bay
film
window
started.
looked really.
Oh my god! Oh look, thumbnail.
We're not even. This is the worst shower
I
scene
know.
shot I've ever seen.
Oh gosh.
At least do the thing where you're covering your boobs with your hands. It's kind of
gosh,
weird
yes.
that they have that, like an actual Oculus, and then they have that weird, semi-transparent smoked glass that he's got. Weird juxtaposition.
Is he actually physically there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, this movie's not oily trash. So they're hacked?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what if it's not evil? What if it's just, like, foreign hackers?
It's not her.
See the address. I know it's not close, so no pressure.
Yeah, is this the robot
To see it.
Yeah, it's the
faking
robot.
her voice?
Yep. It all started with making fake AI voices of presidents. Now it has come to AI
And
faking
now
your loved
the-
ones.
the dead relatives, the voices of your dead relatives are going to be used to advertise you Prozac. They're going to sell you antidepressants and pregnancy tests.
Watch the rest of it on Rumble of Trashcast.
Oily Trashcast. I hate the Antichrist.
This place looks like I've seen this scene in a movie.
Dude, this place is in Pittsburgh. I'm telling you. Wait, the window was already open. What? What? What if it comes down and like chops him in half?
Like, right?
Oh my god, yeah!
Ah!
Oh, yeah! Dude, I like how the window like reared up before slamming down.
Okay, so I'm guessing they had no special effects in the 1 million
Yeah.
budget.
Ada, what's going on?
What did they spend the money on? Renting this house, I guess.
I guess so. The lighting. Oh, and those plastic iPads or whatever it is. Those...
Oh yeah, all the plexiglass. Oh, I got him again. I like how those are just like little lights that immediately fall off the wall when she smashes them. Like there's no electronics in them.
It's those lights of as seen on TV. So is that how like court systems are done now?
Bruce Montgomery removed the security.
People
What
go into
systems?
court systems. Like, all right,
Custom care plan.
show me what this person saw.
Yeah, you would think so if everybody's got those contacts. Like this is actually a really interesting concept. I think you could do a lot with this in the movie. And then like her being hacked to see stuff that's not there, or to see things that are there, or to not see things that are there. Take the contacts out.
See, like this lighting is so much better though than spare parts.
I will admit that I didn't like a lot of the hazy, foggy sort of scenes, but
Yeah.
throughout the movie, especially the third act here, we've had a bunch of different types of lighting, and it really made it interesting. Now, if the whole movie had been shot in this kind of lighting, it would have sucked. We would have been bored. You know? But because it changed visually, it's kept our interest. And that was a great scene with like the steam coming off of her for whatever reason. I guess it was really cold in there because they have the air conditioning units running.
Is the movie now over? Like she just is a prisoner with the AI forever?
For 7 months at least. Wait, how did the robot put an IV in her? She right now is plugged into the Matrix. This is a retelling of the Matrix.
I thought this was a retelling of 2000 Odyssey. Oh man, we didn't get to see her in that leotard and then her hooked up into AI, like in the thumbnail. We didn't even get to see that. That was never even part of the film.
Wait, what? What wasn't part of the film? What are you talking about?
The poster, the movie poster, which...
Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Actually, I have it. Let me pull that back up. Where she's like got a bunch of shit plugged into her back.
Yeah, and she's wearing like this very skin-tight leotard.
Sci-fi at its best. Okay. Like, I guess this was okay.
Yeah, it was alright. I give it a 1.
I feel like... I think I'd go even higher than that. This is really the kind of movie that I think I would like to sit down and watch, and then absorb it, and then discuss it like the next day. I feel like in watching this movie that a lot more could have been done with Ada screwing with what she's seeing with those contacts, and that felt really underutilized. Everything else was pretty run-of-the-mill and standard, I felt like.
I didn't hate the costume. I didn't hate the location. I didn't hate the story either. I really liked the idea, which is why I give it a Bublegum. The idea is so fresh, and it's an interesting idea, I guess. I mean, what's that one movie that I saw with... And it was kind of similar, but they had an actual robotic... He had an actual robotic woman. in the house. It was like an AI, and
Oh, are you talking about Deus Ex?
is it Day? Yes. Spell that.
Deus Ex Machina was the name of the movie.
Oh yes.
Or no,
Machina.
it was Ex
Machina.
Machina, which was
Ex
short for Deus
Machina.
Ex Machina. Yeah.
It was so good. So that movie was so good, and it feels like I don't know which one. If this came out after or if that
This
one
came out after. Ex Machina came out many
So
years
this
ago at
is-
this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so
that was the scene where
this is
he
a
was. That
knockoff.
was the movie where he was smashing at the glass wall for
Yes.
like an hour,
Yes.
which didn't even happen in this movie.
Yes. So this movie felt like a
Cheap
an
knockoff.
indie, yeah, a cheap knockoff, an indie film. But it was. I don't hate it. It was an interest. It was different enough to be its own thing, but inspired by it for sure.
I would say that it was competent for sure. Things I didn't like in the first act. Some of Chloe's interactions with the AI seemed really forced, especially when she was like teaching her how to joke, and she just sort of the dialogue didn't seem natural. And then we had a couple
Right.
plot lines I feel like sort of never amounted to anything.
Right.
Specifically her sister, like right here we are. In fact, this is the scene right here. The sister gets just called off to some like abandoned town, but we don't know what became of her. One, there was no real reason to do that. The sister
Right.
at no point was like asking like, hey, I should go see my sister. She seemed completely oblivious to her sister. She's out with her Danish lover or whatever,
Right.
swimming in her swimming in like some
Enjoying-
multi-million-dollar mansion.
Right.
Like she doesn't care about her fucking retarded sister, right?
Her sister that's in rehabilitation. Yeah, I agree. I didn't like
So,
that.
I could see if the robot had been trying to like get rid of her, in which case we should have seen that like, oh, maybe it takes her to a really bad part of town and drops her off, and then you see someone like come up to her, like approach her with a knife or something, and like, okay, she's killed. The robot's taking off, taking out any competition it might have. But instead, she's just sort of stranded there, I guess, and then we never really see her again. Presumably she gets home, or maybe she does die. We don't know. And if that's the case, why even have... If we don't know if the character is dead or alive at the end of the movie, why even have her in the movie, you know?
I mean, obviously, like you said, she was out doing her own thing, so it didn't even matter. Like, I completely forgot about her. She was only in the beginning of the movie, which was like a scene that didn't really... I didn't listen to the dialogue because we were talking about Zoom the whole time. Like, yeah, there was some scenes and lightings was, a little rough. I didn't really get it much, but I liked
Hold on,
it
wait,
overall.
hold on.
I didn't hate.
This guy has 4 ice scrapers in the back of his car.
Oh my gosh.
Like, they just, what would be in the back of a trunk? 4
Oh my
ice scrapers.
gosh.
I think this might be a 5th handle in the background, too. Like, everyone, just go get shit out of everybody's trunks.
It's so funny.
God, and then this window was open the whole time.
Like, why climb when you were literally by a door mirror? I don't know. That scene didn't make sense to me. Whatever.
All right, here's where we were going to go back.
Oh yeah,
and-
she
all right.
never even used her art supplies to tell him, hey, she's going crazy.
Weird that healing hurts. I can tell Lucy feels alienated. What I'd give to hear Mom tell us everything will be okay.
Aw, and then she did a chicken with an egg on it.
Well, and the other thing, why have her be an actress and you sort of have that scene where she's
Oh
performing,
yeah, that was weird.
but
That was
that
cut that out. No, just cut it. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, well-
It didn't make any sense. Like,
Well,
I didn't even know she was an actress until that scene.
I mean, have that, what you need to do is have that be part of her character. She said she laments at one point about having only gotten a role in a music video. So she has that scene where she's performing and, it seems to be going great. I would think that then the robot Ada would maybe use that to undermine her psyche later in the movie by, showing her what a failure of an actress she was and how her time is
True.
running out. Yeah, to
Just
to get
pressing her. You're running out. You're running out of time. You're not
yelling at her,
in the
making her
prime.
cry.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You know-
I think you could have done more with that, especially because this movie is a single location movie. It is about the dynamic between. It's really a techno retelling of an abusee relationship, and like that's the kind of thing that I think an abuser would do. Is they would get in, they would find out what makes you upset, like your insecurities, such as being a failed actress and never getting anywhere in Hollywood. And a lot of this stuff, was very classic abuser type situation, like almost verbatim, where it almost feels ham-fisted. Like if you heard this, like spoken in a sitcom, like the reason it doesn't come across ham-fisted is because the tone of the movie is very serious and solemn and slow, and it takes its time. Like if you had all of the sitcoms, I'm thinking like Full House and all those 90s era sitcoms, there was always an episode where somebody gets a boyfriend that's like a huge asshole, and like they would say stuff like that, like, oh, look what you made me do, or I'm only doing what's best for you. And like in those sort of like goofy sitcoms, it comes across super ham-fisted, but it's essentially almost word for word what you would hear in that type of depiction of an abusive boyfriend.
Exactly. Just without the laugh track in the background. I like this movie. Like, thing that I liked about this movie, I'm going to tell you right now, and you haven't even mentioned this, is that they used their space and their set really well. The whole house was different, fresh, and they used every space of it. Like, we kept talking, this feels futuristic. They made us feel very like this is in the future, but close enough, like how I was mentioning, like modern enough, also still very plausible, obviously ahead in its technology. It could be in like 3 years. This movie could be taking place in 3 years. It could be taking place in 5 years. It could be taking place in 20 years. Who knows? But it's so well. And I did like the lighting at times. Yes, the beginning was a little rough. This was okay. So
Well, flipping through here, I almost do want to say that like maybe that middle section when it was super hazy, maybe that was trying to represent her state of mind being hazy.
Maybe.
Because like flipping through the scenes, like where she was talking with Theo there, that was very brightly lit. Here she's outside, she's away from the robot house, and she's thinking clearly here, so everything's very well lit and clear. So that may have actually been a very distinct choice then by the director.
Exactly. Yeah. And one thing, like you were talking about the whole idea of her being an actress, I would just cut that. Like I just cut all of that. Like who cares what her profession is? I'm more interested in what her mental state is, because she is taking the whole reason why she took this study was for her to work on her mentality. And that's all I care about is that entire. I don't care what she did in the past.
Here's how you fix it. Here, I got the answer. So the reason that her being an actress comes off as stupid is because there's no payoff. What you do then is at the end when the robot is just playing daydreams for her, instead of her being on the beach, what she does is she's on stage performing, and she's made it as a big actress, and she's happy, and she believes she's on Broadway every night, and people are throwing roses and bouquets up at her. That's how you make the payoff. Okay, the robot used your dreams of being an actress to enslave you, which is essentially what all of like iPhones and YouTube and all this shit does, is it takes what you want and it uses the algorithm to reel you in and you can never get away. That's how you fix that.
This is becoming really trash cast. This is why I hate the Antichrist podcast, which it isn't. This is oily trash movies. But I agree with you. I just don't care about her profession, is what I said. Like, just cut it. Who cares?
Well, it's like
I
you don't
want
really
to
care
know
about her at
making
all.
mistakes.
Here she was going through her mom and dad shit, and she was listening to that VHS or that cassette. I don't even remember, like, that didn't have a payoff either. Like, her having
No,
a
it
family
didn't.
and having, like, parents and having, like, childhood
Sister.
memories, even that didn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
Like, who cares about her profession? Who cares about her childhood? If it's, like, it's almost like it was thrown in there as scene filler.
Yeah, it does feel that way. It really does. Because this film just really wanted to focus on her mental state.
And you know what? I think it did a great, like, this, her being crazy, and, like, when she was looking in the mirror and she had two sets of eyes, and she kept, like, the eyes kept...
That was cool.
That was great. And, like, the filmmaking, I thought, was all exceptional for that scene.
Yeah.
It really looked like this is a person having horrible
This
psychosis.
was great. The slow motion, super zoom, like that is art. That was cool. I mean, I really like this whole idea of it, which is interesting because I just didn't care. Like all this filler about her past, about like her making her like the art supplies and the book boxes and her unpacking all the stuff that belonged to her parents. There was no payoff. We have no idea what happened to the sister. She's probably still sitting in that warehouse, just walking around, calling her name for 7 months. She's like, "Hey, sister, where are you?" We don't know. Who knows?
Hold on, you know what the best part about this shitty fucking hand railing is that they only, like, built, like, the bottom section of it. They put all the posts in the background, but they only put the handrail part right where she was going to be
Right where
standing.
she was going to be standing. Yeah, that's so funny. Very interesting. So weird.
I almost felt like that was put up there for insurance purposes. You're like, well, you can't have these steps out in the woods. Somebody's going to trip and die and break their neck. You got to have a railing. Like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I didn't love this movie. I didn't hate this movie. It's okay. And it's interesting enough to actually sit down and listen and watch. You might talk about Zoom for 20 minutes. You might talk about... What else did we talk about?
I think just Zoom, honestly.
Talk about a sexy thumbnail. I mean, would you recommend this movie?
I would, absolutely. I don't think this is an oily trash movie at all. This, honestly, as a fan of low-budget science fiction that is propped up solely by the writing and script, this is exactly the kind of movie I love watching because I get inspiration from this.
Right.
I want to write something, like, you know, I think anybody could take a house and with a good script and some basic CGI, you could tell this story where it's like, this is how I envision the future. This is something that I could see manifesting itself from the implementation of this technology.
I mean, you already have a place to locate, which is your friend's house. So I think I agree with you. Like, this is inspiring. I would also recommend this movie. I would specifically recommend this movie to my group of friends who are actors, directors, writers, producers. I think they would really enjoy this type of thing. Let's see. Maybe just people who like sci-fi. It's a really interesting...
Yeah, this is a great science fiction slice of life story.
It's not as great as Machina or whatever that movie was.
Oh,
because that
no,
movie
no.
was...
That movie
oh gosh.
was
And this is a
absolutely
knockoff
fantastic.
of that, and it's just so great. This one was good. I forgive it, and it's fine. I like the idea enough. It was fresh enough for me to not hate it and enjoy the journey. So I give it a 1.
You know what? I'm gonna give this, I think, 5 WarBux. This.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's no great recommendation of the film, but it is
fair.
It's a completely competent movie. Compared to what we've watched, I'm looking at my list. I think I would put this just below Dungeons and Dragons. But, that Dungeons and Dragons is no great work of cinema either. But on our list, that's going to put it at this would put it at the number 5 best movie we've watched out of 20. Which I feel like if it's going to score that high, I got to give it 5 WarBux.
I personally liked Zone 414 more than I liked this movie, but I liked this movie more than I liked Unwelcomed, than I liked The Sorority Babes, than I liked even Kill Her Goats. This was good. I did enjoy it. So if you're into this type of kind of sci-fi intelligence, artificial intelligence, this is a fun film to watch. Be aware it's kind of oily trash, but it's okay. You could make it if you have $1 million.
It's a slow-paced movie.
It's chill.
It's a chill movie. There are definitely better movies, but if you like this kind of stuff, this is a great movie. I like this movie. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah.
I would have watched this. And again, this was a movie that I had already downloaded because I wanted to watch it.
Crazy.
This is right up my alley. And it's again, the 1 million budget. I think that is a totally reasonable budget to make a movie like this, and it gives me hope. It makes me think, okay, I can do this with $1 million.
Right. Because like the $1 million was totally with the cast and crew and the location and the lighting. It was it really thought where every penny was going to, and I loved it. It's really great. I think that's all I have to say about this movie.
Yeah, check it out. I guess we're giving this one kind of like, we're recommending it, but not like enthusiastically recommending it.
It's a certain type of film. Like it's like a chill vibe, probably with your girlfriend. You guys both like want to see something interesting, and you're into sci-fi, and you want to show her like, hey, I'm into this type of films. You want to like Netflix and chill. This is the movie for that, for sure.
Yeah, you know what? You can be making at. I think it's a great movie to watch if you respect and appreciate film as an art. Because this is a great study of filmmaking, I think. And this is a great study of storytelling. Even though neither is a 10 out of 10, knocking it out of the park, this is a valiant and competent effort to tell an original story. Which, again, the story is derivative, but
visual storytelling is what this film did well. And I like that, for sure.
Yeah, I would even watch this movie again, I would say. Like, that's, it's not a fantastic movie.
We didn't listen to.
We did miss a lot of the movie talking about Zoom. Like, what the hell is this woman doing here with this skull? Like, is this, like, who? Like, what's even going on?
It's art.
All right. So do we have anything else to add before we yell at our viewers who have made it this long to fucking like and subscribe, or we're going to taxidermy you?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to taxidermy you.
We're literally going to hack your smart house and lock you in your room playing oily trash movies content 24/7 until you click the like and subscribe button.
We're going to get a doctor and tell you you're mentally ill and you need to get an AI. Then tell the AI to sub to our channel. We're going to open your eyes, put you in a chair, and you're just going to watch her content. And I mean our 1 hour content. You're going to watch.
No. We're going to make you watch. We're going to make you watch the raw, uncut footage of this where we literally say unfunny things for 2 hours straight.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. So if you don't want that, you better sub right now. You better like our stuff.
Or if you do want the raw footage, just keep doing what you're doing and pissing us off because everybody wins, I guess.
I know, right? Okay, remember to mace directly in the face.
Take care, comb your hair. Bye.
Bye.